Michelle Loves Books. Welcome back to my channel. So this is a bit late, but that's okay. I was just mentally a little bit late to the year. Like, it didn't even hit me that it was the new year until like a couple days, like a week later. And then I really got into the spirit of things. Just feeling more refreshed and motivated, and like, this is a new year. It's a new fresh start. Positive vibes. So I wanted to share some life goals as well as some bookish goals. I wasn't actually going to do a goals video, except I'm really bad at following through and completing my goals. And so I was just like, why even bother? Because they're going to change anyways. But I guess I just have a new perspective. Like I said, I feel good. I feel really good. So let's go ahead and start with life goals. The first one is just to improve my overall health and wellness, physical and mental. Hopefully shed some quarantine weight too. In the past, I've always just been really focused on just dropping the pounds, not really thinking about the overall, like how it would make me feel, and just like the overall feeling good. I didn't even realize how crappy I had been feeling. If you follow me on Twitter, I mentioned that I recently found out that I was deficient in some vitamins. I mean, I wasn't like severely deficient, but it was enough to make me feel like crap, and I didn't even realize how badly. No joke, within just a few days of taking vitamins every day, I feel good. I feel so good. I have like my energy back. I didn't realize how much vitamin D affects you. I only started doing research when my doctor told me that I needed to probably start taking a supplement. So that alone has just been a huge motivator. Just feeling the difference of what it feels like to feel healthy. It was getting so bad that I thought I was getting depression. I don't know. I just feel like everything was taking so much effort to just get up and do. And that's one of the things they characterize as depression, is like you just don't feel motivated to do anything, not wanting to like just take care of yourself, like take a shower. And like, I literally felt like just to get up and take a shower took all of my effort. Like, I knew something was wrong with me, but I didn't know it was as simple as just taking a multivitamin. Also, bonus, whenever I wash my hair, like as long as I could remember, whenever I washed my hair, like clumps of hair would come out, just a lot of hair. I would just shed a lot. Every time I brushed my hair, just tons of hair in my brush. That's been true for the longest time. However, since I started taking my vitamins, the last couple times I've washed my hair, when I brush my hair now, almost no hair comes out. I'm baffled. I'm seriously, I'm like, what is happening here? I was just in shock that I could even be deficient. Anywhere I can get extra vitamins, I do. So it was baffling to me. And also living in a sunny, despite quarantine, like we still get out, we still go for walks and stuff like that. It was baffling to me that I was vitamin D deficient. Like, I live in a sunny Florida. However, with a lot of my research, and I did kind of know this, but I just didn't think that that was me. So I did learn that if you have poor gut health, that you're not absorbing the vitamins and nutrition from your food. So at the same time I started my vitamins, I started like taking prebiotics and fiber supplements. My primary goal is just to like take care of myself. I can't do anything if I'm feeling like garbage. So I also got an Echelon Sport Connect bike. It's a stationary bike, to help achieve my health goals. I want to get more active. I need to get more exercise. Exercise is not super fun for me. I would rather be cozy, reading a book or whatever. It feels like a chore to me. So that's just me. I know some people really enjoy working out, and I just feel like it's hard for me because I keep thinking of other things that I could be doing. But it's more important to me that I'm healthy, so I know that I have to make it fun for myself. So nothing too difficult to stick to and be consistent with. My husband and I, we used to do P90X years ago, but then life happened and it was quite a commitment. It was a lot of logging and organization, and I just know that I can't do that. And my husband always did it, but he, at that time, we had a different dynamic where he stayed home and I was working, and so he did all the work on that front, and I just showed up and he told me what to do. But if it was up to me, I could not do it. It would not be something I could stick to. So this bike is really good for me. The app is super easy to use. I just jump on the app, I pick my workout, and then I go. And it turns out I did like the classes at first because it really got me going, and it told me like what to do and to keep going, so that I didn't want to be like, okay, 15 minutes, I'm tired, I'm done. No, you need to stick with it. But then I just started feeling like I keep watching the clock and I'm just like, another 5 minutes, another 3 minutes. And I just get bored listening to the person. And there's this one girl that I really did not like I just found her really annoying. That drives me crazy, and I feel like then my mind starts to wander. So I like the freestyle, and then I literally watch YouTube. So it's gonna be a really great way for me to like feel like I'm multitasking. That's my thing. Something I'm not super enjoying. If I can do something I like at the same time, then we're golden. Because I turned on my watch list on YouTube and just watched a bunch of videos on my watch list. So I could do that, or watch a TV show that I really want to watch as well. And I feel like that would be a good marker. I'll know that I've done at least 45 minutes if I watch a full episode. That's a good workout, because it's hard for me to stay motivated. The next thing I'd really like to do, I know that was kind of a long explanation. I hope this video isn't too super long. The next thing I'd like to do is learn Spanish. I think this has been my goal for the last few years. It's seriously hard to design your own curriculum. Like, I can be like, oh yeah, I want to learn Spanish, but then like when it comes down to it, I am either stuck in the very beginners, then I go look at other stuff, and I'm completely overwhelmed by things that I'm not ready for yet. And then I just kind of stuck. So I needed to design my own curriculum. Like when you're in school, they tell you what your homework is. They tell you what words to study so that you are staying on a specific track and you're not getting overwhelmed. You know, you're challenged in the right ways. So it's really hard when you're trying to study on your own. But I think finally I know what I need to do. I just have to put the work in making it accessible and grabbing all of my resources to hit, you know, reading, writing, speaking, listening, and hit all of those markers and practice every single day. That's just going to come with habits and my scheduling. You know, I'm still working on it, but I feel like I'm much closer than I ever was before of actually like coming up with a schedule, because I found like a curriculum that tells you here's beginner level, step by step, or like first unit sort of thing, and you should be working on these things. And so I wrote all that down. I finally like know kind of what I need to do to continue to grow and not be in that rut where I'm stuck. It's hard. And then generally just being more disciplined on myself and making sure that I practice every day. I also have some ideas for holding myself accountable. I kind of don't want to say anything about it yet, because if I don't do it, I'm going to feel like even bigger failure. But I think it'd be a really good tool to hold me accountable for practicing all the time, because I want to see that growth. I want to show off that I have made progress. Lastly, big life goals are to simplify and declutter. I've simplified it to just those two words, but it's actually a lot to unpack. A lot actually goes into this. I feel like, first of all, my planning system. I feel like this month I've really gotten a handle on my planning system. I've tried a bunch of different things over the years. I love watching like planning videos and stuff like that. And the same planning system I needed when I was in school is not the same planning system that I need now. I do love bullet journaling. I love list making. I love the collections. I don't personally need a planner to write down my daily tasks every day. It's unnecessarily time consuming. I realized this last year. I don't want to keep all my grocery lists and tasks and errands that I need to run. Once it's done, it's in the garbage. I just like quickly scratching out a messy list of the things that I need to focus on scratch paper. Not have to worry about, oh, I'm putting it in my journal, so it better look pretty. If it's on scratch paper, I know I'm going to throw it away. I can just get it out of my brain and onto paper and get the shit done. And I like to rewrite my list sometimes, because sometimes my day changes, or I procrastinated, or I got all my stuff done and I had extra time and I just need to rewrite it, or whatever, you know what I mean? Mostly my days are just habitual. They're rarely ever different as a stay-at-home mom. Mostly it's like Mondays I need to clean out the fridge. Sundays I need to do the kids' laundry. Those kinds of things. This month it's time to wash the dog. You know, things like that, which are recurring either on a daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis. I needed this magical thing to make me motivated to go out and do it, and I thought that a bullet journal would help me motivate myself to do it, and it doesn't. If anything, it just sucks the time away that I could have just done it. Now, my YouTube tasks are all project based, and I'm very excited to show you what I'm doing with that. With all my planning, I do have plans to kind of show you how I organize my life and show you some systems that I've been using in the last like couple of months. And I'm really excited because I wouldn't share it with you if I felt like it wasn't working really good, but it's working out excellent. Overall, my planning system simplified, more productive, allowing more time for doing and not planning to do, decluttering. To be honest, we're actually really good about not holding on to a lot of stuff. We have a fairly minimal decorating style, and we regularly like go through our garage and get rid of stuff, which thanks to my husband, he's very good about that. Not as good as me. That being why I realize where I have some things that I need to go declutter in my life, like my closet. We have a fairly minimal decorating style, and I like useful clutter, I guess. Like books, I find that useful clutter. Even our kids don't have a lot of stuff, like they don't have a lot of toys. In the age of video games now, they don't really have a lot of toys that they play with. And if they have other free time where they're not allowed to play video games, we can play games as a family, or they're helping with chores, or they're outside riding their bikes or swimming in the pool and getting physical exercise. So like we literally are down to like a box of Legos, which only my youngest son plays with, and some art supplies because both of my kids actually like art. They don't even need that many clothes. They have school uniforms and we're not fancy, so. But my stuff, on the other hand, is like a lot of arts and crafts stuff, which I have a hard time throwing away because I spend a lot of time like accumulating that stuff, and I used to enjoy doing it, and I keep thinking, well, maybe I'll want to do it again, or have like half-finished projects. So I just think that this year I would like to focus on, and then I have like sewing stuff and knitting stuff, and yarn takes up a lot of space. I'm just sick of it though, because I just realized that like I have all this stuff. As time goes on, it's just becoming more apparent to me that that's not the kind of thing I do to get my creative outlet. I like YouTube. I'm not even particularly good at any of the arts and crafts stuff that I used to like to do. It doesn't really bring me a whole lot of joy just sitting around and like doing that kind of stuff. Like my mind starts to wander and thinking like, well, I should be reading a book or something instead. I just want to make a point this year to either use it or get rid of it. Maybe I just won't like get rid of everything, but if I could at least just make a slim down on a lot of that stuff that I've been holding on to, that would be really good too. Just keeping the very bare essentials. Sewing is really great and useful, but I'm not very good at it. So like if I only had sewing, I could like hone my skills on just sewing or just knitting. Now let's get into the fun stuff. Because we're a BookTube channel, let's talk about my bookish goals, my YouTube goals, my TBR goals, whatever. All kind of goes into one thing. My big focus kind of goes along with what I previously mentioned with decluttering and simplifying, and that is to read what I've got on my shelves already. I really don't feel bad about buying books. I buy my books really cheaply. I am running out of some room though, and I am starting to feel a little bit burdened by some of the books and book series that I keep feeling like, I really want to read it. And then I just don't, and I keep putting it off. And like I've been carrying them around for years, and I don't even know if I like them. For example, Thirst. This one I was really excited to get. This has been on my radar for many years, since one of my coworkers, back when I first read Twilight, go figure, one of my coworkers was talking about this book, and she didn't even like it, but yet I just wanted to read it because we buddy read like 2 entire huge series together. When I found them at a clearance sale, I bought them, and I haven't even read them yet. That's really dumb. So just things like that I would like to tackle this year and just decide, just go ahead and read them. Like there's a lot of books on my shelves that I know that I'm probably not going to keep. I got them because it's nice to just have books available if I can't go out and go to the library, or if I don't want to like have to read it in 2 weeks. And it's nice just to have a library and have various options for whatever mood I'm in. But I know that if I read the book, I would get rid of it. Not like some of my other books that are particularly pretty, and even if I finish them, I would still keep them. Even if I plan on not reading them again, I would still like keep the book. So I have a lot of books that I would get rid of afterwards, so I kind of want to tackle those. I also tend to check out a lot of library books, but I kind of want to read more of the books that I have and not check out as many library books. There's a yearly challenge called If You've Got It, Read It challenge, and it's hosted by, or it's created by, I don't know if you say hosted or created. It's created by the Spine Breakers. I'll leave their information below, but that's the goal. It's just a list of prompts that get you to focus on the books that you already have. So I participated in it last year, but I didn't like follow through on it and fill it in. But this year I really want to complete it. As I mentioned before, I want to read more diverse. And what I mean by that is to read both a variety of different genres, read a little bit out of my comfort zone. I primarily read so much fantasy, and I would like to read more thrillers, all that kind of stuff. So I would like to read a little bit more genres and different cultures as well. I can absolutely do this and still read from my own shelves. I always plan to do this, but I think that I need a bit more accountability. It's going to be a little tough as we start out the year, because of the first 4 months of this year, I think my TBR is pretty busy and pretty spoken for with all the different book clubs and read-alongs that I've joined, plus my own personal, like, need to finish this, because, yeah. But when I get all caught up and I feel like I can, I never have a problem filling up my TBR, but when I feel like I can, I would maybe, like, my bookshelves, I want to do an updated bookshelf tour also, but I said I separate my shelves by genres. So I was thinking I was just going to like go through a shelf and like pick 1 or 2 from those different shelves and add them into my TBR if I can, but not put like an extreme pressure to finish it. There's plenty of books that I can start and take a couple months to read, like as I kind of read it in between other things I'm reading. As long as I'm working on it, I would feel accomplished. Something else I'd really like to get back into this year is reading audiobooks. I just could not focus on audiobooks to save my life this past year. It seemed like every audiobook I picked up every now and again, I wouldn't like it. And then sometimes I would, like Fable, I read the audiobook and I must have missed everything and I didn't even realize it. But then I read the physical book, complete and utter turnaround. I was like, I can't believe I almost just dismissed this book. I'm so glad I reread it because it is amazing. It's a new favorite. I just would love to get into audiobooks more. I know that kind of goes against what I said before, because obviously I don't actually own any audiobooks. I have to go check them out in my library, but I could use audiobooks, get like the audiobook companion to the physical book that I'm reading, and I feel like that would actually complement it very well. I just want to try it out. I know a lot of people do that already, but it's something that I just never could really do. Either I would start listening to the audiobook and would be following along in the book or whatever, or my brain is weird and I would just get confused. Anyways, I think I just want to try that out. Plus, I mean, it's just cool. I've just been frustrated that I couldn't get into audiobooks, so I think I figured out the reason why I'm having such a hard time with audiobooks. Now, some projects and clubs that I'm involved in, as mentioned before, the Vampire Academy and Bloodlines read-along that will take us through the year. We should finish the last book in November. As I mentioned earlier, the If You've Got It, Read It challenge. I'm also participating in the Dark Academics book club. I actually haven't read the last 2 books, but I still like to know what they're reading and just jump in if there's a book that they're reading that I have, or that I really want to listen to. This past month they were reading The Furies, and I did check out the audiobook. I should have known I wasn't going to be able to follow along with it. However, they will be reading Julius Caesar coming up next month. I have the book. I'm pumped. I'm super excited. It's short book too, so I can easily squeeze it in with the other books I'm reading. I'm also participating in the Jane Austen book club. This is a temporary book club. It's more like a read-along, actually. And I jumped in late on this, so I do have like 2 books to play catch-up on. But this past month, well, for December and January, the book was Emma. I'm actually still not done with that, so I still am trying to get through that one. And then I think I still need to read Northanger Abbey, which is pretty short, and I just got a copy of it because I have a really hard time with listening to the audiobooks of these. I need the book in front of me. And then I think the first one was Pride and Prejudice, which I'm very familiar with it, so if I don't get around to reading it, I'm not too heartbroken, but I do want to reread it. And hopefully I'll be starting the Lunar Chronicles read-along with some friends. That might be a thing. Now the fun stuff. Series that I want to read. Obviously, you know what? I'm just going to pop the pictures in here because I'm not grabbing all those books. And I got to wrap this up because I got to get my kids soon. I'm going to list off the series that I'd like to read this year. I think it sounds like a lot, because we're talking about entire series, not just like a single book. However, it might be a little ambitious, especially because I want to read a lot of other standalones and things like that as well. I want to finish the Shadowhunter books. I'm actually a lot closer than that than I seem. I have 2 more in the Dark Artifices, and then I have short story collection, and then I have Chain of Gold, and I'm all caught up. So I don't think that that's a lot. And then the new book is going to be released in March, so then I can read that book. 4.5 books to go. Then I'm reading Vampire Academy and Bloodlines. That sounds like a lot of books, but they're actually really quickly, like you can read them in a weekend. Like they're really quick reads, especially since I've already read them too. I'm already familiar with the story. So I feel like you can read it faster. Grishaverse books, again, very quick read. So it seems like a lot since it's a reread, and it's actually still really fresh on my mind. They're quick reads. The Raven Boy Cycle or the Raven Cycle, they're actually pretty short books in the series. It's like 5 books. Oh, there's 4 books in the series, but they're all like pretty short books. Then the Throne of Glass series. I'm dying to read this series. I wanted to start it this month, but I just couldn't. There's a lot of books in that series. I'm actually not expecting to finish the series, but I want to start it this year. Actually, I want to start it next month. Then the Lunar Chronicles series and Red Queen. This one actually just made the list because my sister just read it and she just loves it. So I would really like to read the Buffy Vampire Slayer graphic series, but I'll probably start that later this year just because I want to rewatch the TV series. Knowing me and TV lately, I don't know if I will get around to it this year. I'm still trying to get through Gilmore Girls, and then obviously we're going to have Shadow and Bone starting up. I'll probably totally binge watch that. I'll watch that in like a day. And there's some other TV shows, like I really want to watch The Witcher as well. I got the game on the Switch, so I kind of want to watch the TV show as I play. And Umbrella Academy, I want to finish Umbrella Academy. I also want to read Wicked Lovely series. Again, they're actually really short books, so I think it's doable. I don't think that's actually too much. And then of course there's loads of other books, standalones, some other reading goals as I mentioned before, some classics like the Jane Austen books. Yeah, I'm not going to mention all of those books here, so I'm just really excited. I'm all pumped to read. And last but not least, and lastly are my YouTube goals. First, I just want to plan ahead more. I want to do like more seasonally themed stuff. I find those videos so much fun. I just realized it was time way too late, and I just could not put it together in a short amount of time. By the time I realized, oh, Halloween's next week. Yeah, I'm not doing anything special, so that kind of sucked. I really missed a great opportunity there. And then I want to do less batch filming, like I'm doing currently right now. But also, I went through a lot of time where I was just doing vlogs and I wasn't preparing like any videos like this, so I'm kind of playing catch up right now, so I'm allowing myself to do a batch filming right now. Anyways, I want to do less batch filming. I think that I could be more productive if I filmed maybe no more than like 1 or 2 videos at a time and just spent that week focusing on those videos and just a little bit each day. I've been doing like big filming days, but it doesn't help me edit them any faster. I think that it mentally overwhelms me and I will end up procrastinating for a really long time. What I've also been doing with longer projects, like reading vlog projects, is I will just film all my little clips and then throw them into a folder and then wait to the very end to edit them, and it's very messy, it's very unorganized. I procrastinate a really long time on them, so I would like to get better at just working on those a little bit every single day. I've actually came up with a pretty good schedule for myself during the week. I'm able to get all of my home stuff done, all the stuff I need to do with the kids done, and still have like a good hour lunch for myself during the day because it's important to eat healthy. A lot of times I will go an entire day without eating because I just get so involved in what I'm doing. Today's actually one of those days. Shame on me. I'd really like to do more vlogs this year. I've mentioned it a few times where I just feel like I really suck at them. I feel like recently I have kind of changed my thought process on them. I feel like if I didn't just try to push everything into a week, because there's a lot of days where I just don't feel like I can get in front of the camera, and then I put all the stress on myself that, oh, I missed a day, but then I was just like, that's stupid. So I kind of have this idea of doing like one vlog to just kind of highlight stuff throughout the month. So I think I just have a different mindset in my mind now of how to vlog my way and not stick to a strict regimen. So I think that will change the way I do things, and I'm just kind of excited about it. Plus reading vlogs. I have quite a few reading vlogs that I would like to get done this year at some point. I'm really excited about those. I want to do less readathons. I always say, I said that last year too, but then I just really got swept up into the excitement because I love the readathons. They are so much fun. I love the themes, but to be honest, I think a lot of people do find the whole community aspect when they do read-along or readathons. I kind of miss that. I'm really not getting a lot out of it except just the mental pressure and the mental stress, and then it completely derails me for other things that I'm doing. But there are still a few that I will participate throughout the year. One of them being the Because We Can Readathon. I love that one. That one's super fun, but there's like video challenges to do throughout the week, and I get a completely different type of creativity to go along with that. That's kind of it. That wraps up my 2021 goals. I think I did a pretty good job not trying to set my goals too high or too numerous, and just keep them attainable. So let me know what your goals are this year. If like what is like your biggest priority that you're going to be reading? If you've done a video like this, I would love to check it out. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.